Welcome everyone, this is Randy Dyck on the Return on Life podcast. It is not, let me tell you again, it is not about the ROI, return on investment, it's about the return on life.
I used to chase the ROI all the time, return on investment. And over the course of time, that has evolved into what I call return on life.
And so today I've got a great guest, an absolute dynamo in the game of real estate. And we're going to be talking about all things real estate related, but also about life as well. Jodi Steeves is my guest today, an amazing agent, very productive agent, runs a team. Now get this, the team is not just many agents, it's herself, and she's surrounded herself with some great people to make her look bigger than life. So really gonna love getting into this. And Jodi's been selling real estate for around 30 years licensed, but really 20 years or so that you've been really in the game.
That's right. Yeah.
Welcome here, Jodi.
Yeah. Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really excited about this. I love your energy, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, you're on my Realtor Collective. You came to my Realtor Collective where you're on a panel with all women. Mm-hmm. And that was a really great panel. Just such great energy. But seeing how you were doing business in the game of real estate was really exciting. What did you get out of that event? What did you feel from that event, that collaborative event that we had going on?
It was a really warm group, actually. I felt like a lot of people came out and talked to me in the hallway. We had a good conversation. The panelists were excellent. I still talk to a few of them now. Really a great room. Everybody was open to learning. And I walked away with a few tips as well. So.
That's awesome. Awesome. That's just a shameless plug for Realtor Collective, which you've got another one coming up here shortly, so watch for that. But let's get into this. Return on life. You know, this is what the podcast is about, return on life. And when you think of return on life, how you said return on love, but return on life, what comes to your mind?
Return on life? I guess getting down to your basic values again, just taking time with family, making memories, things that are important. Making sure that you get those scheduled into your calendar, not just focusing on one aspect such as work.
Mm-hmm. And family and life is really important to you. You shared a little bit about your schedule. You're up early, you're doing things, you're creating, the things that you need to get done during the day. Do you want to share a little bit about your schedule that makes it all work for you?
Yeah, I'm up early and I really appreciate that time alone. I notice if anybody happens to get up early, I notice I get a little annoyed, so I do like that 2 hours. So I'm usually 5 to 5:30, I'm up. Got a special creamer in the fridge. I make sure that is full, because that's the reason I get out of bed. And I go about the home and make sure it's all clean and organized. And then I'm cooking for the day, either getting dinner prepped, sometimes muffins are put in, my son's lunch, water's done, vegetable plate's done. Everything's done to make sure that day's going to be successful, including vitamins. And then once that's done, then I sit down and plan out the day, and organize kind of all my top priorities into 4 quadrants. And then from there, I'm highlighting. Everybody laughs at me because I have 3 different colors of highlighters for urgent, super urgent, really urgent. And we just go through and organize the day. And then exercise when my son gets driven to school. I will take the time to do my workout. That's about 30 minutes.
You said 4 quadrants. Mm-hmm. What are those 4 quadrants?
So usually they're the money makers. So just for the business, how many you get done. The next group of leads that are coming in, and then how to nurture them. And then we have some that are not urgent, just errands, things that people maybe have requested questions. So I've got 4 different areas that I focus on.
Interesting. Yeah. Has that changed? So have the quadrants changed, or what you put in the quadrants? Because the market has shifted. Mm-hmm. And you've been in real estate for so many years. You've seen different cycles and so forth. But does what you put in your quadrants change because of the market and whether it's shifting or not shifting?
No. The one thing that I'm really good at, that I've really done well over the years, is prioritizing my contacts. So who wants to move, who wants to sell, and then keeping them at the forefront and making sure I'm moving them forward and adding to that list every day. So I do that very well. Doesn't matter if the market, I know, it's funny, I actually need to increase my goals is one of the things I'm looking at. That's one of the obstacles I'm working on right now, because I hit the goals and I don't hit them. Like if I say I want to be top 15, I'm not 14, I'm not 16, I'm 15, and it's bizarre. And this happens over and over again. And I noticed with that 10X book, they were talking about that you need to 10 times your goals. So that is what I'm trying to do, is open up my mind to that level.
The impossible goals. That's really what 10X is about. These are never going to be reached, but I'm going to certainly be closer to 10X if I choose to be 10X versus 2X. Yeah, great book.
Yeah, it's a fabulous book, and I've learned a lot from it, but I find I like to hit my goals, so it's a mindset shift that I'm struggling with internally. So that's something I'm working on.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're really organized and very disciplined in not just your business, but everything in your day has structure to it.
My husband laughs because people ask, can we get together? And he says, I have to call my wife because everything is scheduled. Every minute of the day, literally. Yeah. Even the downtime is scheduled in. And I didn't realize I was such a scheduler until he was making jokes this morning when we were chatting.
So work, life has harmony, balance. How do you make that all work? Is it scheduled? Like is your outside of work also scheduled and it's structured that way as well?
Yeah, my life coach that I had before, that's one thing we really worked hard at, is planning your personal life first and then letting your work fill in, because your work will always fill in. So just making sure the personal life important things that you wanted to get done were done first. So we do that. And again, sometimes it's not balanced. Like the market, you got an offer, things are busy, you just have to focus and get that done, and then we can go and have some fun as a family. So sometimes it does take priority, depending on what market you're in.
Right. So for you, the listener, if you're a brand new agent, listen now. Would you suggest that if you're a brand new agent too, where you would schedule your personal first and then fill it in with work?
Start off right away and get that done, and make sure your personal life is the priority, because your clients will actually respect it, is what I've noticed. And I say Sundays I'm off, they don't call on Sunday. Friday's date day, they don't call Friday. They respect that. They know that you work hard, you hustle, you get up early. I'm sending emails at 5:30, they know what we're doing. And I have to make sure not to text my clients at 5:30. I have done that a few times.
I know.
Yeah.
But I really get that. I super respect that, and I've scheduled, no-go days or sacred moments that are really important to me or my family or my wife. Always put those in the schedule first. At the beginning of every year, we would plan all our family trips and events, and we'd actually even pay for them so you couldn't bail.
That's great.
Because we, in this business, we get busy. We go, oh, I can't go on that trip now.
Yeah.
I'll bail on the trip because I got too much going on. But we need those times to recharge our batteries as well.
Absolutely.
Because if we're not charged, then we don't serve our clients very well.
And on our Schedule 8, I've added where I want offers left open for 24 hours, and offers aren't dealt with Friday and Saturday nights after 5 o'clock. Because I know sometimes I'll get an offer and it's open for 4 hours and they send it 6 o'clock on a Friday night. That's not going to happen, and my clients know ahead of time that they might be out for dinner, I might be out for dinner, and we just decide as a group that we're going to have 24-hour offer acceptance. And I think this would be great if all realtors did this. Everybody would have more flexibility with their schedule and be able to do a great job all the way around.
Even subject removals, I put, subject removals at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. or 5 p.m., whatever it is. What is with these agents that are working at 11:30 at night sending you a subject removal? I just don't get that.
I have done that too, 7 o'clock a lot of times when it was busy. I would do that. It worked great.
Yes. What's going to change between 7 and midnight?
Yeah.
Like the decision's been made at 7 already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. That was a great addition. Yeah.
You've got so many great ways of doing your business. You've shared with me some of the influential pieces that you've put into your real estate business, whether it's client appreciation parties, gifting. You've got a full staging, handyman, all that in your business from A to Z. How did you come about that? Was there some influence from others, or did you just say, I want to do it this way?
I actually didn't want to become a realtor. So I was
Okay.
actually going to be a teacher, and I was teaching competitive gymnastics, and then my husband at that time, his family was in real estate, so I said, it took me a long time to make the decision, I guess, to be a realtor. I wanted to do it different. At that time, back in 1992, it was more of a car salesman. Now it's not like that. Now it's a lot of education, and it's has a different, in my opinion, a different reputation around it. And I'm very proud to be a realtor, but I definitely wanted to be different. I wanted to bring a lot of value to the table. So that started out with my husband, who was a high-end finisher. He would give 4 hours of free painting and handyman work to start out. And that just evolved from there. And then I noticed that some of my clients didn't have money to replace the carpets or to paint or to stage. And then I started buying some small staging items to help them. We offered free painting, we negotiated free carpet to be installed and you paid at closing. So we got those systems in place so the clients started to make sure that they didn't leave any money on the table. That's actually where it started from. That I just felt like we could sell the properties for more money if we did those things.
That's great. I've done that often too, where I've gone in and done services outside of real estate services, and then been paid through commission structure, so just the commission, and get paid through commissions. But it sounds like you get paid on closing from your...
Sometimes. So a lot of them will pay up front, but if they have any trouble, we can work it out. Like my group, my VIP team now, I remember this seller in Alta Grove, and she's selling a townhome, and she lived way out in Dawson, and her son at that time, it was half finished. The cabinets were half done, needed painting, needed garbage removal, landscaping, everything, and I just called everybody. I think I had to call 10 different people and say, do you guys mind getting paid at the end? And they all said no, they don't mind. And she was going to sell it for $250. We ended up selling it for $395 and multiple offers. It cost her $20,000 at the end of the day, and none of the crew upcharged her. They didn't do any extra fees, and I remember her crying on the phone. And that was just such an awesome moment. I like that a lot. So be able to help her.
Yeah, we live for those moments. I mean, agents that really care, really have the intent of bringing the best. We live for those moments where we can help people, have such an incredible, better success story than what they were planning on.
Yeah, well, that was one of the real special ones for sure.
Yeah, and that's really sustainable success. That just lives on and lives on and lives on, and that's really, really awesome. Anything else that you do with your clients to build on that success?
You're talking about like a client party?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had one March 9th, and just always sit back and say, I was going to get off the couch and actually go to an event. What would I need to do in order to host that? And that's kind of where we start from. It has to be something special. So we did a macaroni bar. We made sure there was a gluten-free section, which I know a lot of people really appreciate, because I guess they go to events they can't ever eat.
Yes.
So we made sure we had that. We had these beautiful toppings. It was catered from Brick Alley. She did a beautiful job. We had a mimosa bar. We had non-alcoholic champagne as well, and that actually cost more than champagne, if you can believe it. I was surprised by that. And then we had a table of gifts, and we had custom cookies made in heart shape. That's our logo, and little bottles of champagne in those polka dot bags. And we had a singer. It was lovely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that bring you more business?
It does. Yeah, it costs probably about $4,000 to put that on for about 120 people, because we had a whiskey station, and we smoked whiskeys, and we had a cigar bar. But for sure it does. Yeah, for sure. I would bet over the year 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I would bet.
It's a great return.
Yeah.
And again, a succession plan for sustainable future business as well. Really, really cool. Technology is something that's really, it's always been there, but it seems like it's almost being ramped up more and more and more with AI and all that. Have you incorporated any new technology that our listeners should hear about, or that you would share?
Probably what everybody's doing, which is AI for your comments, but then going and only taking bits and pieces so it doesn't sound like a computer generated the comments. Just getting some ideas on how they express themselves for different features of the home, which they actually do a great job on. So,
Yeah.
I actually don't think AI though I don't really think it's going to take over the real estate industry like I think everybody's fearing. I just I think it will take over a section. And I think because, in my opinion, the consumer doesn't give enough value to the realtor. I really do. And the market was super hot. I think people would price their homes and then they would sell for full price and everybody was happy. But I knew in my heart it was undersold by $100,000 because it wasn't delayed. The offer wasn't delayed where you could get multiple people to come through and then set up a multiple offer. And vice versa when you're buying, if you're losing in a multiple offer, you're paying $50,000 more the next week if you're not going in hard enough at the beginning. So there's where, in my opinion, the value of the realtor can save you $50,000 to $100,000 easy in a shifting market.
Yes. Market insights, that's something that AI can't really see or feel or touch. And that's really just boots on the ground, talking to people, and of course, just really, really understanding that. I do think that technology will probably speed up some of the process. And who knows, maybe we'll have an AI talking to an AI and they'll bring us closer together. So the client will have an AI, we have an AI of some sort bringing us and maybe get us to the decision making, maybe a little quicker without us being involved. But I mean, time will tell. Time will tell. And of course, there's always a lot of hype when something comes in, and AI has been the buzzword for the last 12 months or so. But we're never going to be out of a job. We're always going to be needed. It's a personal.
So emotional.
It's emotional, personal. We can hear, feel things that a computer can't hear, feel, touch, so to speak. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Client relationships. What's your philosophy on client relationships when it comes to the game of real estate?
I'm trying to pick up on how to connect with them, just like you would a friend, just like your best friend. You know her favorite drink, her favorite restaurant. If she wanted a little gift, what would that look like? And just picking that up when your clients are speaking. Yeah.
And a lot of your clients are involved in the community as well. And I think you have a lot of community involvement.
Yes.
So what are some of the things that you involve yourself in with the community? Besides softball, you sure I think you were out playing softball in your
2 games last night. I woke up and I couldn't move. I hurt so much. I was happy to hear my 28-year-old daughter hurt as well. So I thought I was just getting old. So in community involvement, so I run the Aldergrove Business Association, so the president of that for probably the 5th year now.
Wow.
And then we just did a community event at the end of March. That was a big Easter celebration. We had the cinematic zoo that was there. So they had a petting zoo we have free hot mini donuts for everyone. We gave away 600 bags. We had 3 jumbo Easter bunnies, and those were a huge hit. So people would donate for an entry, and we ended up raising $1,100 for the food bank just off that one drop, which I was pretty surprised and impressed that everybody gave so much. We had a face painter, and we had pictures with Easter bunny. That was my husband. He was dressed up as the bunny. So, yeah.
Wow. Is he a good bunny?
He was good. We had 2 little chairs so kids sat with them, and then the animals came over with the photos too. It was really cute event.
Fun stuff. Yeah. That's awesome. Life lessons that you've learned through real estate. What are some life lessons that you've gotten?
Recently it's been one is just go 3D. I thought that was an interesting one because we have some coaches that I hired. I listen to them every Monday and Tuesday, so pretty involved with coaches. And that was the most recent lesson, go 3D. When someone says something, ask 3 more questions. Go deeper. And I thought that was a really good little lesson.
I like that, 3D. I've also recently heard you need to ask 3 times in 3 different ways. So, you're at the table prepared to take the listing at that point. Often you need to ask 3 separate ways or 3 different ways to connect and get that listing signed.
Right.
So the power of 3, I guess.
Yes, good tip.
Power of 3. Define success for you. Define success. A lot of us think it's numbers, it's commissions earned, but it's not always about that, which is really what the podcast is about, return on life. So define success.
A little bit of everything. So for me, it's really about connection. connection and networking and just friendships and memories. Everything I do starts there. Like, how do I build connection? How do I build an amazing memory? How do I, like even when I reflect and I take time to myself, I'm planning. I never stop planning. So I'm like, where am I going to take my daughter? Where are we going? Where are we going for dinner? I took my son, he does French immersion, and I took him down to Le Crocodile down at Vancouver. And I gave him the bank card, and he had to be a young man. He had to dress up, he wore a suit, and we went down there, and he ordered everything. And we had a great time. We ordered my wine, and then we noticed everybody in the room had great manners. So we were Googling great manners on how to tell the waiter that we were finished eating or wanted more. And he was so cute, he came over and gave us tips. Just getting that real great experience. And it was just going out for dinner, but we made it something really fun. And then he paid the tip at the end of the day. And yeah, it was great.
How old is he?
14.
14. Oh, wow. What an experience.
Yeah. So, because he does French immersion, so it was really nice and day out.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing about how you're navigating through the game of real estate. And
We're going to move on to something else now. We're going to dive into mindset.